stupid game. It's harder than GTA 5. Oh no. Am I winning? What happened? Oh my god. What? This game was broken. Так. Let's see. Chat. Yeah, hello, Samora Doom person. So, okay, here I have crazy invention. I just, oh, I've been doing it a long time already, but now I want to explain it in a new way. So what I like to do from time to time, it's to break down perspective and composition from different movies. So for example, like I want to make this tutorial, will be next time will be tutorial in perspective of Spider-Man, this Spider-Verse, something this stuff, right? And so I kind of like scroll through all movie and make screenshots of like every like important scenes, like visually different scenes. So it's not like every frame, but you know, I see some kind of like important scene visually, or maybe something like I want to put in my library. So it's also kind of like subjective process, right? So it's again, it's like very individual, and that's why it's very good tool, because you personally, you like when you watch movie, right? Something like impress you, something like kind of something look for you is like, wow, I want to draw like this, or I in my if I make my comic book, or if I make my animation, it will be look fantastic if it will have this scene, this kind of composition, right? So you make screenshot of this scene. So it's like, for example, I have this kind of crazy cool compositions, really fantastic. Like I don't like actually this Spider-Verse editing. I don't like editing. I don't like these effects when everything kind of shaking. It's like just, I don't know, maybe I'm too old already. But when you make this stop frames, oh, the composition is really cool. Or this one look like, so he's standing on a wall. So it's kind of one point perspective, but it's kind of like reversed surfaces, right? So like he's standing on the wall, like on the ground, and here, so it's just like beautiful ideas, really. Or like here, look, that's just so cool. I also, yeah, also like here he moved from one side building to other side. And look, this one looks so cool. So it's a first step, right? You watch movie or animation, whatever, make screenshot of every interesting scene. It can be like too much screenshots, no problem. Later, like this what is per ref 4 is you can sort them. So this will be your second stage. So it's like how it was looking on a beginning. It was looking just like, let's see, it was just like this, Okay, so I just put in a PureRef all these files, and then I see, okay, imagine like if I just have it in a folder, right? Or if I just have it like this, and I want to practice or learn something from it, it will be like messy, kind of like you need to really like every time you need to browse through all this mess to find some interesting picture. Yeah, so it's not very convenient. So to make it more convenient for you, to make it like really like visual library or visual archive kind of, you need sort them to categories. So here I have, for example, these categories, okay, let's say like 1 point perspective, 2 point perspective, overhead, and straight up. So when I was watching, I noticed like it's like a lot overhead compositions, overhead camera angles. So overhead, it means camera kind of 90-degree looking down. See, so it's like absolute down shot. So and we kind of have like 1 point perspective, 1 point here, and we have 2 axes like in isometry. So this is overhead. Then upshot is when it's opposite, not upshot, but like straight up. Straight up is when it's opposite, like here. So you see camera line on the ground and 90-degree looking up. So from watching this cartoon, I was already know, okay, I need to have these categories. So then I take these pictures and put them according to categories. Also, while I was choosing these pictures, I noticed some other pictures have some similar traits, right? So, and I was surprised in this cartoon also is like so many 1 point perspective, you know, just like this. So it's like we have horizon line, vertical parallel, and 1 point in the center. So many pictures like this. More than that, there's a lot frames when it's like long lens, so it's like also like 1 point perspective, but even it's 1 point perspective with this effect when camera is far away, and it's like look almost like 2 point perspective, you see. So like here it's look like kind of like a Mortal Kombat game. What kind of reason for this is like you can show almost like concept art of characters, so we can see like everybody height, everybody is like every character silhouette in front of each other, so they're just like kind of design board, like presentation of every character without any distortion, without any effect, you know. So this kind of like reason for this type of frame, it's to present characters, like put them all together like some kind of poster. Same like these people, for example, as they're waiting metro on a metro station, and yeah, it's just like a snapshot of a crowd, so we can see people, different characters. So you see it's like same reason. So it's a lot of 1 point perspective shot, and then even like have a variation of this 1 point perspective shot is 1 point perspective with the vanishing point not in the center but on the side. So it's still kind of 1 point, but we have like shifted a vanishing point not in the center. So if this one it's like Kubrick type of perspective, just like vanishing point in the center. Here we have this like like move to the side, and then we also see when they move vanishing point to side, it's also like often tilted, like a Dutch tilted horizon line. So, and I spent kind of like some time sorting all these frames into perspective types. So later I will show you it all, like I will draw to demonstrate. No, let's, now maybe I can make you a brief introduction. So let's say first type, zero perspective. So it's kind of, you see, yeah, it's just nothing in perspective here. It's just like space and characters. Long lens. So it's kind of like one point, but without kind of distortions. So let's say like almost like two-dimensional. So yeah, let's say if I draw first, how to arrange it all on the screen. Okay, let's do this so you can see. So here long length is just like you imagine y and x axis, and the vanishing point here almost don't play any role. So even when we have this, so it's kind of just like variation. So yeah, maybe vanishing point, but space itself not very deep, just like small room or something. It's mostly about just y and x. So it's like really, let's call it two-dimensional. One point in the center, it's like Stanley Kubrick. So it's really like z vanishing point in the center. Then this is the axis. And this type perspective here, they don't even tilt horizon line, so it's always like super static frame. And then one point with z vanishing point not in the center, and here they a lot tilting camera, so we have this kind of Dutch tilt. Okay, so you see, kind of like notice here, it's interesting. Let me, I will put it in perif. It's also interesting thing what you learn if you do this kind of design, this kind of study, kind of this kind of analysis, breakdown of a movie, right? You learn a lot. It's actually teaching you what kind of perspective they use, for what type of frame, for what type of scene, for what type of situation, kind of, right? And exactly way they using it, because you see, like, this perspective, like, okay, it's just one point perspective, but so many applications, so many situations when it can be used. So it's like when you beginner, right? Like when you like really you don't have much experience, you never make your like animation, or you never work in a professional environment, this is perfect. This kind of like, it's a fun way. It's really like same like playing this solitary game. You just sit and sorting, and sometimes it's not very easy. It can be also like difficult because some frames, you have all this mess kind of, and some frames they're like close, and you see like, okay, this is which category I will put it into, right? So you train your mind to think, how to say, like to see structure, you know, to analyze. So then when you draw, or when you plan to draw something, when you visualize in your mind, you have this library, you have this structure, which you just kind of, you know, like in a mind map, you just switching and browsing. You say, okay, I go into this category. So it's like I want to show this scene, for example, right? Like a son, father and son talking through door, kind of, right? So what kind of perspective I will use? Will I use for this like super extreme fish eye, or I will just make this like straight on one point perspective with the vanishing point in the center? This will work perfectly. You don't need some kind of crazy fisheye extreme perspective angle for this scene, you know. So you learn the stuff. Also, like you learn, like just look. Uh, it's a dominant amount of this kind of well, maybe okay, maybe not dominant, but it's like at, at least like 50%. It's a static frames, kind of static perspective, not like super extreme and stuff, you know. So next time I will do also prepare edge runners, so you know, just take all this crazy contemporary animation to show also that there is also like a lot of very simple perspective actually, right? So you need to learn how to use it as a language. So you know, sometimes like people just go and like insane, like digging some like super complex and like scientific, mathematical, 100% correct like approach to drawing perspective. Like I want to draw like every finger, like every bone, every joint, everything should have vanishing point, and like I want to measure every proportion. Dude, you most importantly is to understand how to use perspective, you know. So you don't need to be like engineer to know perspective like 100% to be able like to write like a PhD Nobel Prize book about perspective. No, you just need to know it good enough, but most importantly, you need to understand how it works. You need to see examples. You need to recognize. So you need to have this like professional kind of vision when you see structure, when you see mechanic, right? So then we have like here like 2-point perspective, for example. Так. Which before I don't have this category when I was like analyzing other like when I was analyzing Akira. I don't remember Akira have 2-point perspective grid, you know, but here it's really. So here this grid look like this. So we have y axis, so then horizon line, x axis go like this, and z axis go here. Okay, so overhead, like I say, already. It's like camera looking down, so vanishing point mostly is in the center, but not necessary. So, but this will be not Z, but it will be Y nadir. It's called nadir. Vanishing point underground. Nadir. So then this y-axis go like this, and Z and X. Okay, so no, and also it can be like rotated like this. So straight up as same grid, but instead of y vanishing point below ground, it's above ground. So it's vanishing point zenith, y zenith. So previously I also did tutorials explaining this perspective. I will give you a link in description. So and let's say maybe if it's tilted, like rotated, so here will be, for example, Z, and this will be X. Same look also. So overhead here, right? Like which kind of can be so many variations. Like we have this view with the rooftops, then this kind of crossroad with the train, then this one in the interior also is overhead. Then here we're here like drawing graffiti. This one like with unusual pose, like from the edge of the roof, then here on the ground. Here even like in a kind of forest, it's also overhead, right? So you see it's like this Y nadir. You can see how all these trees converging. And then we see here it's Z, and the X always kind of perpendicular to Z. X. And with straight up. So it's kind of like fun how they play around with this like perception, right? So it's look like you're looking down, but you're actually looking up. Same here. It's like if he's falling in the sky. So then here we have this view straight up. So this kind of from ground. It's kind of cool idea, right? So this, right, you first of all, you will not just remember, you know, like if you watch a movie and you think you remember something, almost nothing, like 1 or 0.1% you will remember, you know. So it's like super inefficient. Once you spend some time like analyzing it, even just doing this, even if you don't draw, it's already going into your memory because it's memorized structure. It's not like we don't have this like at least normal people. I don't know, maybe there's these super mutants who can like really like photographic memory, like, you know, making snapshots, but 99% of people, They don't remember visual information, never. Like, look my video, I was explaining this. There is not such thing as visual memory. All memory, it's about concept. We memorize information, right? So how can you remember like this scene, for example? It's just say, oh, camera line on the ground looking up. Okay, but if you remember it as a part of a category of this straight up shots, so you spend some time to recognize it, you spend some time to collect all this in different categories, you store it in your brain under category of this type of frames, and you see like variations of this type of frame. So now this particular frame is not just cool frame, but it's a variation of perspective grid, like of composition with certain perspective grid. You see, so you have this like framework which you can like speak in the words, and this you will remember. Something which can be like verbalized into words, this you memorize, you know. So it's kind of like words, they work as anchor points kind of for your brain. Так, so then have this category, like I said already, it's like mixed. So, and here it's like, again, it's very interesting. It's all these examples here, it's 1 point perspective. It's just 1 point perspective, look. Right? So you might kind of like trying to make like super impressive scene, like super creative, unusual or whatever, and you think you need to have like 6 point perspective, right? Just 1 point perspective, and it's work fantastically. You just need to have some original or like no kind of creative idea, creative approach. And then how you think these people have their creative ideas? Because they have like they draw a lot, they watch a lot, they have a lot of observation kind of an experience, right? So this help you to explore something beyond very standard, right? So, and when you learn from them, you also get this, right? So it doesn't mean like you're just stealing it. It just means you're on a stage. You're on a stage when you learn from other artists, which is everybody get through this stage. But actually you will always learn from other artists, nothing bad with that. So later I will also make breakdown of this. We will draw some of this stuff. Then I kind of like think, okay, this category, because I don't know how to call it, but I call it surreal, because you know they're kind of like playing with this perception kind of, right? So again, it's like he's falling up into inverted city kind of this, you know, so it's like some mind-blowing kind of thing. Same here, is like it's they make city look like kind of explosion, like this pattern from Akira, especially Akira manga. You know, if you watch, you will know what I'm talking about. It's like in Akira's famous pattern, like Katsuhiro Otomo is really genius, because he was drawing environments, city environments, not only just like some correct and realistic, but he kind of was playing with design, with perception of cities. So there he has this interesting pattern, like kind of psychedelic vision, how say, like some kind of like if city is some sort of epiphany affection somebody had, you know, like this mediums or so this kind of pattern, right? So it's like buildings and rooftops, but also it's like an explosion of some cosmic energy. Stuff like this. Так. So kind of, yeah, like this one, like, I don't know how to call it, design or stylized, but this kind of shots, you know, where they're like doing super cool designs of character and the space. Так, so then this perspective, isometry, down shot. Okay, let's. Так, screen. So isometry, you see, is just like we have three axes, XYZ, and no vanishing points. And sometimes maybe it can be like a little convergent, but like original one, like in Akira, because kind of like typical Akira perspective grid, like Akira famous for this perspective grid. So it's like we have Z, X, and Y. Okay, so you see it's like here, like this building. So this it's Z, this X, and this Y. So same it's in this scene. So you also you see also can see this variations of same type of grid, but you can play around with it and you can have these different variations. Down shot. So in my other breakdown of like Ghost in a Shell, Pet Labor, there was, instead of down shot, it was CCTV, kind of like security camera, right? So you know, this all these names, they no almost random, you know, you just make it for yourself. Again, you see, like when we go like beginner kind of, right, like he looking for perspective and he buys this book everybody buy, and there's say like 1 point perspective, 2 point perspective, 3 point perspective, and then he finds like Kim Jong-il 5 point perspective. It's like, whoa, I know perspective, you know. But when you kind of like break down movies, animation or whatever, this stuff, right, you see there's repetitive patterns, like repetitive types of perspective grids. There's much more than just three type of perspective. There's much more, and you can give them your own names, you know, it's not so important. It's kind of, they can be also related to cinema type of shots, you know, so they call like when camera look down, it's kind of down shot and stuff like this. But whatever, just make your name so you will remember it. So before I call it like CCTV, what kind of principle here is that we have 3 axes and 2 axes convergent. 2 axes have vanishing points outside of screen. So for example, like Y in downshot, right? Y. So it's like in a 3-point perspective, when camera looking down, we have Y axis convergent down to Y vanishing point, like this, right? So, and then same way but opposite, we have X axis convergent towards X vanishing point. Oh, Z, sorry, Z axis. And then X axis will be just parallel lines, okay? So 2 axes convergent and 1 axis just parallel lines. So let's say this Z go like this, go like this, go like this. It's all Z convergent towards vanishing point outside of grid. Y go like this, go like this, and like this, you see. So for example, this frame, it's like this scene is like some restaurant and camera on a wall somewhere looking down, so it's some kind of like 45 degree 45 angle. So we see a y-axis converging like this and z-axis converging like this. And then x is just parallel. See? So same here. This y, this z, and this x. No, I will draw it later, so you will see. This two, I put it here because also it's kind of same grid but tilted. Okay, so it's like you have x go like this, y go like this, and z go like this. So it's just same grid, you just rotate it within frame. So you see z and y. Again, later we'll draw it, you will see. Так. Let's screenshot this. So then upshot. So it's kind of like same like as down shot, but camera instead of looking down is looking up. So let's show it here. So same you see now y-axis moving up, converging upwards, and z-axis converging downwards. See, but still we have this like this is this kind of like a symbol 2x, right? So it's actually this 2 axis converging towards two different vanishing points, but vanishing points outside. So they're here, they're outside of frame, which also interesting. You see, like in this animation, like I think only one scene when we have multiple vanishing points, like kind of some fisheye perspective grid. But usually you see it's like this. Usually vanishing points outside, or it's just one point perspective. So, and ground level, also very interesting. So previously I was naming ground level as this type. So, and this in Akira, in a Ghost in a Shell, in many like anime. So a ground level usually it's like when we have a horizon line or eye level, like right on the bottom, like a line, right? And it can be like a line right on the bottom of a frame, or often they lift it up. So it's like here, right? So this is horizon line, and then let's say, yeah, let's like this is Z vanishing point. For it can be 1 point, can be 2 point perspective. This is not important, even 3 point. So important is that this below horizon line nothing happen anymore. So it's just end of this picture. So people standing here on this ground, some buildings there and stuff. But here in Spider-Verse, this frame not exist. Their ground level type of composition always is like 1 point perspective. So horizon line is here, and below horizon line we still have this z-axis. So you see difference, right? So in Akira, like this scene, for example, or this scene. So in Spider-Verse, horizon line and some lines below. If it was Akira, they will do like this, like on ground. So here's this police car, and there's these buildings. So the axis all around above eye level, but below is nothing. It's just some black or something. And here people walking. Okay, so in this one it's interesting moment, interesting specific. So you see it's kind of like camera very low, almost on the ground, but not entirely, because it's like if take this here for example, so this space like as a camera height here, it's about kind of like ankle, little higher than ankle. So how much can be like here, it's like 10 or 15 centimeter above ground. So their ground level is like this, like a camera very close to ground, but not exactly a line on the ground. Even here, so this is the vanishing point. You see, so these are horizon line, and still on the ground have some excess. But it feels like very, very close to ground. So I put it in a category ground level. Or this one. So it's like 2-point perspective here, but still. Screen. It's like eye level is here. You see, like here we can see this height of camera. Yeah, it's like a ankle high. This. So, okay, so this was my breakdown, or like just exercise. I have like dozen of these PureRef files for different animation, movies. It's just like really like playing this card game. And also, yeah, I have this also metaphor, you see. It's like you want to learn this motorcycle, and you reverse engineer it, so you actually understand its elements. This is what I do to movies, right? Like when I just take all interesting frames or important frames from my point of view, put them all together, organize all of them, and look what is made from, you know. So like here is like, see, like 2 wheels, all the stuff like organize, like, so you can see kind of like reverse engineer, right? So then there is some type of frames which I put, it's like they are not much about perspective grid. So because I can also break down them into perspective grid, but I find it's not so important. They're more about composition. So for myself, at least, you see, for myself, like if I study visual language, kind of how to tell story visually, so how I will categorize it, right? So I decide that this kind of frames where like a characters talking to each other in a vehicle, right? It's just a really, really very specific type of frame. So it's like visual tropes everybody repeat. And in this Spider-Verse kind of, it's like, whoa, you have so many shots with this kind of type of scene, so you can practice and memorize, you know. So here's like passenger going out or going in, this type of shot. There's like a driver, like more close up, like more is like kind of almost like a hip type of frame. Then this like looking in the window, you know, it's been so many times used in the different movies, and you know, it's like somebody leaving house or somebody witness something, like passenger like see something happen on the road, you know. So voila, kind of like you have this type of composition. You can practice from here, or just it will store in your mind from now on. So series of like characters in a vehicle. Then there was like a sequence about learning in the school, and this kind of like student and yeah, kind of like student lifestyle. So here he's kind of like a study at home, he's like in a dormitory with his classmates, and he's like in a classroom. There's like corridors of college or school. What is this? There's like books, class, teachers, you know. So I put it all together because it's kind of interesting in case if I want to draw in my story like about students, about school, I can, okay, I have PREF from Spider-Verse. Let me see what kind of visual tropes I can use from there, you know, because they are not invented for specifically for this cartoon. It's like very much stereotypical tropes. It's like everybody using this kind of compositions. So it's just everybody like slightly change it, but tropes are the same. Then this I find funny, but I don't know what category it might be, so I just put them separately. Then this kind of like funny shot, so we can call it like 1-point perspective, but I think it's just some kind of special type, like how do they call it, introduction frame, kind of, you know, when we see showing city and there's like kind of like Spider-Man or Batman might be here also, like kind of like guarding his city, you know, looking around if there's nothing happen, kind of bad, kind of like showing that he is in charge, kind of, it's my city, you know. So what else I want to show? Okay, this was like, it's like the super dynamic version of tilted 1-point perspective. And this one, so only these 2 frames I find they're like very close to fisheye perspective. Like I'm here talking often on a channel, you know. So just think about it. It's like this type of scene, this type of perspective grid, basically it's just like been used like once or maybe once more. I just didn't notice, but that's it. Like most of other scenes, like even if they're like super action, you know, it's like 2-point perspective grid or some tilted 1-point perspective grid. Like here you see it's like 1 point, again 2 point. Yeah, maybe I just put this into 2-point grid. Okay, some solitaire magic. So I really recommend, also I make this like phone frames, so you see it's like composition of character looking in the phone. It's kind of very fun and clever, kind of, I don't know, it's just interesting. It's like totally different situations and but same type of frame. So I really recommend everybody play with this. And now I will also demonstrate, so some like how it's called, play gameplay video for you. So I will demonstrate how to do this, but so here it was about perspective grids. There I have like one more PDF file where it's about composition of like kind of like storytelling composition, where I decide is more important to make it about how many characters in the frame. So, because you see, it's also very interesting. I have video about this, like you watch Daniel Warren, a perspective breakdown of Daniel Warren. There I show this. Так, wait a second. Arrange by name. Так. Let's make here breakdown. Так. Yeah, let me also switch for you. So. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Так. Okay, so here's Daniel Warren Johnson. So what I did, so I realized, like, when I tried to draw comic book, before it was like, and I have this kind of story in mind, right? It's so interesting, like, how much you struggle to think about how to compose scenes with the characters and how to make them interesting and not repeat each other, you know. So you will not like always like drawing like two characters like in the same pose with the same composition all the time. So I was thinking like, okay, like I want to see how other artists doing it, how other artists compose two characters in a frame, or three characters, or one character in the frame, but in a not repeatable, interesting way. So, like, I love composition of Daniel Warren, like before he went kind of woke communist, and like here, for example, so we have one character, two character, three character, then 4 and 9. So look, it's just incredible. Very simple idea, but you will surprise how much it will give to you. So one character in the frame, right? Because you think about your story, right? You have a character speaking or a camera showing character. This like one character here, this one character here, this one character, one character, one character. Again, it's like, yeah, there's some other people, but here still it's kind of about one character, and this scene can be redrawn many other ways. So again, like each frame just showing one character. Here we have like a vertical frame with one character, one character, one character, one character. So many. Isn't it crazy? Let's go two characters. Two characters, two characters, two characters, like one in the front, other one like overlapping, like kind of far away. This like this kind of funny thing about like straight line and leaning line. I seen this like stupid meme in internet. Again, it's like one very close, one far away, and we have this like isometry down shot with two characters. So great practice, you know, how to like super boost your composition, super boost your imagination. You know, people talking about like imagination, blah blah, like you need to like, you know, they're talking about all this like substances or something. I've been researching, you know, I will make also video and article about this, about substances and art. It's so stupid, really, you know, it's so incredibly stupid. Like all artists who I seen, like who's like using substances and they kind of create for ideas and stuff. Some of them, they can make something good just because they're professional artists, because they learn composition and stuff, right? So addiction doesn't help them much actually. And Stephen King write about this in his book How to Write or something like this. You should find this book. Like again, like I don't like Stephen King, but he's a great writer for sure. You know, you can learn from him a lot. So look, just this how you build your visual library, really, you know, not just by, you know, like hundreds, millions these tutorials on YouTube, like build your visual library, you know, like draw everything, draw different angle, or draw like that, draw this. How about composition? Why nobody talk about composition? How will you improve your composition? How you build your visual library for better composition? Is any good tutorials about this? Genius tutorial you're watching right now. It's genius because it's very simple. It's very simple, you know. To find this kind of like insight, you will pay like $1,000, you know, and like you go to somewhere like secret society workshops, or like some super expensive top industry one-on-one mentorship, and then a guy will give you this advice at best. You know, if you find a good one, he will give you this advice. Here you just like it to watch it for free. Look, it's just so cool, like ideas. So here is like, again, it was just one character, two characters, three characters, and then we have like four. Oh, I name it like 4 9, so it's some kind of like small group of characters, right? See, like, so you see how he composed, like 3 characters going in a bunch, walking away, and 1 character is kind of alienated. 4 character composition. Then this, I don't know what here, but here again, like, so 2 characters talking, and there's some characters around, and they're crowd type of shot. So it's like 1 against crowd. There's some like super crazy mess, some like people like kind of like waves, like a ocean kind of, you know. Or here again it's like a crowd and 1 character against it. Okay. Okay, so, and this what I will do now with Spider-Verse. Where is it? Hey. Okay, yeah, up here, right? Again, you see, it's like kind of this card game, right? So before you will just, because you see, you can ignore this step, right? And you just like, oh, I watch cartoon, I like this scene, I make screenshot, or I push pause kind of, and I draw, right? Yeah, you will learn something from that, but you will lose all this variety. You will lose all this like you know, like full picture, where you can not only find some interesting frame, but you can see like all structure, you can see like amazing like mechanism behind this visual language of all this cartoon. So let's say, okay, 1 character at first, right? 1 character. So I'm kind of like playing this game, card game now. 1 character put here, 1 character, 2 characters. 2 characters in a car, right? So already look interesting, right? So have like their seat, and then them reflection in a mirror. Already like boom. We've seen it already, you know. I seen it before, you've seen it before, and we've seen it 100 times. Why you don't use it? Why you don't remember it? Because of that, because you've been never interacting with this, you never engage with it. You like, yeah, you can draw it, but then you will need to stop all the time and draw it, and still you will not see it all together. Like PureRef can give you giving you this fantastic opportunity when you can have all these frames together, so you can see also like comparison. You can see like you know, it's also giving you something. It's something click in your brain and you will remember it better. Like here you see, like usually we see it in a movie when first we see this scene, right, and after we see this, and we immediately forget a previous scene. But when you see them together, you kind of like remember it better. Like as a creator, as like artist, you say like, ah, yeah, it looks so nicely, right? Like we have first we're showing them and then switch to mirror view. So again, like two character, cool, right? So we have like one on the front, one on the middle ground, like very far away. So again, one character. Oh, even these two characters look so beautiful overlap, right? So one here and we see back of this character. So 1, 1, 1. It's a lot of. And we also kind of, you know, it's like almost like a scientific research, because in the end we can also see like how many in the whole cartoon, like how many was like one character and two character. So here, no, and also sometimes I just make repeatable screenshots, but anyway it gives some general idea. That definitely here will be like one frame or one character will repeat most often, because we have a lot of shots with the Spider-Man. So I think will be hierarchy will be like one character most, then two characters, insane, so many. One. So it's also like telling about what type of story you say, right? So it's like story about this guy and his relationship with father. So okay, this guy will have a lot of one character frame composition, and we have a lot of two characters. Так, so here again 1, 1, 1. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, we have two. Oh, and these two also two characters. So this we have like how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's like a crowd. Yeah, we'll put it. No, not crowd, like many characters. 4 plus. Yeah, I have this category. 4 plus amount of people. Crowd will be with people on the street. It's a crowd. Yeah, like this. So this is crowd shot. So yeah, write me in the comment or in the chat when you have story in mind, right? How you visualize it? Because for me, it's super important how many characters I want to show. It's really like kind of core, it's core thing, right? So you might have seen just like to establish shot, right? To show space, and there might be no people, no character. But all other shots is like someone in a frame. This can be one character, two characters, three character, and then you think like, how will I show this situation? How can I compose it, right? And like right now, just kind of like look in your store, kind of in your visual memory, right? How many scenes you can visualize like right away, you know? How many compositions for one character, two character, or three character you have in your mind, you know? So, and if you will store this composition, categorizing them by amount of characters, kind of, it really helps a lot. Так, so let's do like this. It's crazy how many images arrange by name. So this will be one character. Then we have two characters. Yeah, we see also here two characters. So this guy, forget his name, so he kind of like chasing Spider-Man, right? He's on a motorcycle and Spider-Man is running away, right? So it's like chasing scene. See, so he's on motorcycle here. Here is this Spider-Man kind of in a car accident. But it's about two characters in a frame. And this, yeah, okay, this is crowd again. So you see, like, very interesting, right? Like, you think about showing crowded street. So you can show camera put low, so it's upshot. You can put camera will be is like almost like high level, so it's like about forehead level, you see, of the like little above of people, and it can be like a drone view, bird view, but also it's like crowd, right? So you think like, okay, I want to show like crowded streets or something. Voila, you have like a very cool suggestion, composition ideas. So then we have this kind of, right? So you can think what type of frame you can put it, because it can be like one character and then some other people, like they more as part of background, or you put it in category of two character. I think it's really like, for myself, I like it's like two character, because we have this guy kind of, he's here not just as a muted silhouette, right? Because these figures behind, they're almost just like a shadows. But this guy we can see, even he is not main character, but he kind of like presented as a person. So can put it in a two character. Whatever this one, I will definitely consider this two character just for my practical use, for memorization. So this, they're just like so-called staffage, you know. So these characters, they just showing environment. but composition is around these two characters. So this when this kind of game, card game, became a little intellectual, let's say, because because you really you need to think, you need to make decision. It's kind of like not clear exactly like which category to put it. Same here, you see, like it's about two characters in a bus, but which category you would consider it for yourself, and you think from practical use. Oh, or this like two characters. Look, so cool idea, right? So we have this kind of like interstellar surreal composition when two characters communicating, but they're standing in a different surface. Right. Так. These two characters, like signing divorce or something situation kind of. So very very simple print idea, but that's why it works, you know, because your brain is just like, wait a second, so it can be this simple, and it will remember, you know, because you don't make this like extreme effort. You don't tell your brain like, oh, you need to struggle, you need to handle all this like impossible amount of information, because you see like everybody going so far with digging in some useless specifics. Like I want to draw an 8-point perspective and 25-point perspective and stuff like this. No, you don't need 25-point perspective. Так, also one character. Definitely two character. Why? Because you see they're like communicating, right? Not communicating, they're connected. So it's like Mary Jane, she's like grieving, it's like oh blah blah blah, and it's Aunt May, right? She's like oh like she worry about her, right? So it's definitely two character. Like I can't ignore her here, so I will put in two character composition. Так. One character, one character, one character. Yeah, so it's kind of like let's play right now. You're watching me playing cards. Так. Two character again. This surreal. So one guy standing within this space, other character is kind of like living in a parallel dimension, walking on the walls. And this one here, so cool. Two characters. Hello, Haldir. Oh, and here, okay, finally arrives three character. Just look at this, isn't cool? This thing is a three character composition, right? So we have this like spider, teenager spider in a ventilation, and he looking on these two characters far away. Is this is so cool, and it can be like many other situations with this same composition, right? So it's like it's play with proportions and distance, right? It's very cool, clever play. So it can be like maybe he watching in a window, or over a cliff, or in a tree, and there are people below, kind of, right? So compositions, situations, same composition, like same trope, same visual trope, and endless opportunity how can you apply it. But idea is so cool, right? This, look at this 3 character. Finally we find 3 character. It was a lot of one characters. Так. Images arrange by name. So one character. Так. What's this? Okay. This is like this guy. He look like square. So it's like four character in a frame. So I put here 4 plus, which means 4 and more than 4. Так. Yeah, this again you see is like one character, because these people, they're more just like background. Так, one character. Crowd. Okay, crowd in a restaurant. Oh, where's the music? What? Forget music. It's so important. Так. Again, one character. It's crazy. It's like everywhere. One character. 2 character. Like in here, I don't know, I will consider this feast like a second character. So it's like 2 characters. Okay, this crowd again, yeah. Crowd. So again, look, now it's like a fishing again, right? Like I'm hunting. So look how many cool ideas I just hunt. Same type. Crowd. How, if I want to draw crowd, what kind of trope I can use? It can be 1 point, it can be isometry, it can be down shot, like security camera down shot, like here. It can be long shot. You see what I mean? Long shots, like they're all 2-dimensional. It's like very 2-dimensional type of shot. Beautiful. Fantastic. Так, one character, 2 characters, because we see this guy here. 2 characters, 1 character. So let's see if I will sort all these pictures. 1 character, crowd. This is like 4 plus. Yeah, this is not crowd, it's like more than 4 characters. But look at this beautiful composition, beautiful frame. See, it's like composition is not just about like showing off like your like incredible perspective and complex kind of stuff. No, it's about poetry, kind of like it's how you put things together, right? So it's like here is a lighting, this like city on background, like they're being under bridge, under this railways, I guess. Then it's a city on background, just looks so beautiful. So it will be 4 plus here, and later we will see 1 again. So I guess I will take this for plus because I can use it for a composition where maybe it's like a bus full of characters. Some kind of like team travel. Так, 2, 2. Так. Images arrange by name. 2 characters. Так, we're almost there. 2 characters. Так. Let's make 4 plus because again I can draw here. Yeah, let's just put 4 plus because might be like some main characters walking around. Not this 1, 2, 3. Yeah, like 4 characters. And this I will make 2 characters. So you also memorize it when it became like uncertain. Like when it's uncertain, you kind of like, wait a second. Oh, how will I sort out this? Так, so here, I don't know, 1 character. Because we don't see driver, we don't see it's too blur. So it's 1 character. Так, 4 plus characters. Так. So here interesting, you see. It's like they're both crowd. Or 1 character, or 4 plus. Oh, I will put in a crowd. Yeah, let me put in a crowd. Even if here like 1 character emphasized, but still it's a lot of about crowd here is main element. So I put in a crowd. Так. Same here is like class. Kind of like a crowd to me. Yeah, and this seems like a crowd, you know. So when it's like feels like a forest, right? So like trees in the forest. So it will be crowd category to me. Так. Even it's like so much specific about school. Так. On this crowd definitely. So, and anyway later can reorganize. So you see, point sometimes is not to find like explanations in some book or like some guy will tell you. Так. How exactly should you learn something? Sometimes you make your own categories, you make your own structure, because everybody imagination it's their own structure, it's their own system. It's how you organize information, how you store it. Let's see, one here. 2 characters. This I don't know. This I will put on categorized. Так. 1 character. This 2. Oh, this one's so nice. Look, it's 2 characters on the different buildings. Oh, it's just so fantastic. Look, so here's this like crawling Spider-Man, and here walking Spider-Man. It's like, for me, it's just like I don't like tempo, kind of how fast things change in this Spider-Verse. I prefer look this composition longer. Yeah, and here they're on a different roofs. Just perfect. So a lot of 2 characters. So yeah, now I can say for sure is like we have this story, right? It's being like told visually, and here is like most of scenes is 1 character presented in a scene, and also 2 characters presented. So we can say it's about inner struggle and relationships. You see, very, very interesting. So it's about character like fighting with himself and learning, or like also fixing his relationships. Так. Character. Okay, so this is interesting. This definitely 4 characters, because it's like kind of like visual communication between him, like he in the car. So it's like this composition telling story. It's telling story, like look, like there is his classmates walking, like riding bicycle. They kind of like, I don't know, they're like representing this community, student community. And here he's like separated from them. He's in the father car. And also like what they was showing here is like very funny visual metaphor. Let me find it. They show that he inside this car, yeah, he behind cage. So it's like he feels like he being captive, kind of, you know. Так. So it's kind of like his relationship with father. It's like, you see, is like he sit behind us, like where police put arrested people, right? So it's kind of like he being under arrest. That's interesting. There was this particular frame. So, and also like before I didn't think about this kind of idea. I find this idea here, and I'm sure they find this idea before in some movie, you know. It's uh, like family, like maybe father or husband work in police, and some like relative sit in the kind of seat of arrested person. Так. Okay, anyway, so 1 1, this is just clock. 2 1 3 what's that? Two. Так. 1. This one I will put it in category 2 characters. Still kind of, it's like camera showing legs, but there's 2 people. I think it's a cool idea. Showing 2 characters without showing, like showing only their legs. Так. So it's 4. Yeah, it's also 4 plus. Okay, so now I also, you see, also doing this like analysis, just right now it hit me another thing, is that there is parallel of showing how he grew up, like how he, this main character, how he being introduced to adulthood, right? So you see, like before it was like he among his classmates, like also like all these children around, and then okay, now he surrounded with all these superhumans. See, so it's kind of like again a visual, kind of visual storytelling, right? So before he was surrounded with kids, now he's surrounded not just with the people, you know, but some superhumans, somebody who, like, for him there's like incredible people, kind of, you know. Так, 3 people. Okay, here like nice shot with 3 characters. Like you see how they compose it, right? Up, down, down. 3 characters. So far not so many frames with 3 characters. Okay, oh, this nice 3 character. Yeah, very cool idea. So it's like totally different pose. Here we have 4 plus. Because another, it's so cool again. I just have another insight. So which became also my tools. This is how it happened in real time. Because you see, like you play stupid games, you have stupid awards, right? Rewards. you play Jinbon games, you have super rewards. So another again about this case. So it's like here, look what in the storytelling what was happened. So it was this trope talking about just like storytelling trope, showing how he wants to belong. He get to this school with like super smart children, and he afraid he will like fail, like everybody will joke in him, he will be not good enough, right? So he's kind of struggle want to be as good as this kind of guys, like he want to fit in, right? But it's a kids, it's another kids like him. Same happen now with this guys, like same situation, but now he want to be one of a superhuman community. So this kind of like how story evolve here, right? So it's like from kind of isn't what we all have in our life, like kind of like how growing up has happened, right? We was like in the kindergarten and the school, you know, there like this like hierarchy status thing, like you want to be cool, or at least you don't want to be like, how's it call it, kind of loser or something. But then you go into adult world, kind of where there is competition on this level, where it's about it's, no, it's like different level, let's say. So it's kind of like they have this trope here. It was clearly, so here is here actually, yeah, small one. It's clearly been like this parallel, like evolution of a character in the story. Так. Which is of course they think about it, and it's been like decided on a storyboard and stage, all this, which you might also consider. Так. One character. Так. Crowd. Yeah, that's crowd. Kind of crowd. No people. Crowd. Even like character against crowd is still a category of a crowd. Так. Okay, again. So it's like a father figure. So this guy like school security, and he even they make him like reminiscent his father. Again, crowd. Like father and son. Yeah, so you see here's like kind of like a three father. his actual father, guard in a school, and this like Spider-Man from parallel dimension. Four. It's also his uncle. So it's like bunch of father figures. Так. Two characters. And it's like in these different fathers, they kind of like introducing different life paths, kind of, you know, different dimensions. Так. And this, interesting. Now let's be one. So 1, 2. What's this? 1, 1, 2. So it's like, okay, two characters. Trope of you know, it's like in how's it called in English? It's this like character main character journey, right? So it's like beginning of a circle, departure. So this like scene of departure. So it's like now he going into adult life. This how story begins, right? He leaves his house and he want to do it himself. He want to kind of go there, became part of this adult life, but his father kind of too much protective, make him feel like he's still a children. It's kind of interesting. At least this is how he perceive it. It's a point. This is how he seeing it. Being oppressed by his father. Так. So he's like a put in a crowd because there's crowd behind. Так. Or this two character. Cool idea for composition of two characters. So imagine like you draw like scene, so there is interaction and you think like, okay, well, I will show frame is like two character talking, like in a comic book, right? We have like two bubbles, like this character speak here and the second character we have bubble like outside of frame. Very cool idea. This will be like a one character. Character. Okay, this is also a cool idea, like two characters. Two characters. 4 plus. Two characters. Crowd. Okay, let's do Buddhist. less into 4 plus. Так. And this 4 plus actually. Hello, Jaduji. Yeah, I'm doing my best to organize my videos on YouTube, but it's not so easy. So far, like, it's organized like mostly it's just first 2 video perspective for beginners, part 1 and part 2. All other is hard to organize. Just playlist system not very convenient. Because like if YouTube make it what's this? Is like crowd or 2 characters? 4 plus. Okay. Yeah, Jaduji, you're a boss. Very tough. Yeah, this definitely like 4 plus. Так. So this like 3 character, maybe 2, but it's look also very cool idea for subway composition. Так. I put in a 2 actually. Так. Let it be 2 characters. Let it be, let it be. 1, 1, 1. Two, 1. Unsorted. 2, 1. Almost win. Fatality. Perspectuality. Так, 2 characters. 2 characters. 2 characters. 2 characters. 1 character. 1 character. Oop. Okay, this is like crowd. This 2 is just environment. And this kind of weird frame. Так. Let's make it 1 character. Crowd. Four plus. Так. So, Duji, it's just interesting. Like, are you drawing yourself? Because didn't see your drawings. Oh, this crowd also very cool frame, like a bird view of crowd. Two, one, two. Oh, and this is so cool. So here is he kind of falling and this Spider-Man walking. 2, 2, 2. So it's all two characters. And this I put in a crowd. It's just environment. Так. Okay. Okay, so these are shots for one character. This так, range by name. Two characters. Oh, 3 characters, so little, so few. Так, images, range, 4 characters. And a crowd. So really like, and this one unsorted. It's about 10 pictures. 12 pictures, I don't know where to put. So then look, majority is 1 character, then a lot of 2 character, 3 characters, too little. Yeah, maybe it's also because I don't screenshot like everything exactly, but I think it's represent kind of general situation. 4 characters plus kind of not so many and crowd. So some couple of them questionable, but some very clear like this. It's beautiful ideas for crowd composition. Так, look. Like this one, how we can draw crowd. So this kind of, so crowd sometimes work as a frame, as a kind of surrounding character, but sometimes it's just like a sea of people ocean. Так. And so many versions how one character. So this way it's much easier to memorize and practice, and also you can organize them by different like detail, close up, medium, full, wide. So for example, like where character holding phone, no, I'll just quick example. So close up we have like close to face, right? Like medium is like about waist, Also close up like further here. Так. And this full shot. And this full shot. Also this medium, this full shot, he walking on a wall. Let me find this detail shot. Yeah, so wide angle is this one, and this is detail shot. This also can be wide angle. Так. Or he read the newspapers, definitely. I will say it's wide angle. Where it is. Так. So this. And this full shot here. Anyway, so you see, if you want also like will helpful, I will not show it now because it takes too much time, but also like within this, because it's so many files here in one character, right? You can also group them, subdivide in categories of size, frame size. So it's like when camera very close to object, right? So we see like phone. It's still like one character. At least I consider it in one character because it's a character holding phone, right? Then close up. So this also can be detail. Yeah, this I will put in detail. Okay, but this like close up. So we have this like portrait type of shot. Then medium, it can be like hip, maybe knee. Yeah, knee can be like waist shot. Okay, and the full size is when full character in the frame, so you can see full character. And the white is like this one, right? So character is small, real, and it's mostly about environment. Yeah, also like this one, also wide shot. So within one category of like one character, we can make this subdivision into frame size. So again, you see, it's like playing card. It's kind of funny. It's sometimes when your brain is like totally kind of like fried after work or something, and so like, okay, I can prepare some reference library for myself, and also a little exercise understanding of frame composition and perspective application in animation or in comic books. Так. So.
Madness. This is Jane Bond art.
Так, yeah, Jaduji, you on my YouTube, right? You can find videos about how to draw lenses. It's like I'm not like how's it called? Ophthalmologist, right? So I'm not like teaching lenses. But if you're talking about like this different type of shots, different type of perspective, just watch my videos. I just like, that's why I don't understand these questions. Because there's literally videos where I explain it. Так. So let me put it here. It's like if you ask me in the chat like, teach us how to draw in perspective. It's like, really? Seriously? It's like, there is no videos on my channel about perspective? Really? Так. What time is it? 2 hour. Crazy. Okay, so let's go. So this long lens. It's like 2D perspective, really. So we have this kind of grid. And the trick is like seen like this. Yeah, it have vanishing point, but role of a vanishing point here almost is like super not important vanishing point in this perspective. So let me show you. Because space very flat. It's like, you know, this space in the Mortal Kombat game. It's like, yeah, it have like something moving, like there is some parallax on background, so it's kind of like depth there, but it's still like super flat, and characters, they're kind of like standing on a almost like just standing on the same line. So sometimes here is have like 1 point perspective, but still very flat. So let's say don't really spend much time for this, but let's see. Whole point here is just to present characters in their like full body. Kind of show their silhouette and kind of like compare to each other, like in front of each other. So let's see. This character, like she has this octopus stuff. It's like, why you don't take off your shoes in my house? This guy, let's say. Hello, Chris. Say okay. So it's long lens. So then let's take some one point perspective example. Also kind of very basic. Okay, maybe I just like this one. So in this Spider-Man, this one point perspective, it's like Stanley Kubrick. Vanishing point always in the center. Так, so we have vertical Y, horizontal X. Так. It's too strong. Okay. So in there, for example, like train. Very cool composition. Так. Так. So here's this building. There is road. So the Spider-Man here upside down. Ooh. What's this? Так. Then we have one point where is Z not in the center, so it's a kind of like more dynamic. Так. Like this one. So cool. Or here. Or this. Let's do this again with a train. So when in this Spider-Verse, when they make composition with vanishing point, the vanishing point not in the center, they often also tilt horizon line. Так, so let me show you. So like here I have tilted horizon line, which mean y-axis also tilted. Then, yeah, X go like this, parallel to horizon line. So it's the same one vanishing point, but rotated. So somehow in perspective books they never show it. Just very simple move. It's like rotate 1 point perspective and you already have totally new type of shot. Hello user PH, yeah. Yeah, I did comic books. I did like long comic books and short. Never been like professional. Like once I was work in for a publisher as comic book artist, but I was very young and they don't pay me anything. It's been I've been used and fooled, but it was fun and same time. I was just so excited to go to office and draw comic book. Here we have. And there one day was interview two guys from my art college, where later I was get into art college. And these guys, they was already finished it, and they was looking for art job. So they find information about this comic book publisher. So I met these guys, and now one of them, he did animation for, how's it called, robots, Love Death Robots, kind of. So there one or two of his cartoons is there. Так. So here we have this train. Так. Let's just make him. Так. So this train. It's just like very quick demo, because I really hate draw environments in digital. So next stream I will draw this surreal and unusual compositions from Spider-Man when they have like mix of surfaces, like different angles. It's like looks super cool. I will draw them on the paper. Cause like, yeah, drawing vehicles digitally is okay, but drawing environments is really kind of weird feeling. Так. Anyway, so kind of this. Can draw some other guy standing here. On the train. Так. 2 point. Which? Okay, maybe this one more interesting. Так. 2 points. Okay. So we have y-axis vertical and x-axis converging. And z converging. So there's kind of pillars of a bridge. Так. So there's some building. In this city skyline. This night city. Так. Maybe I make some shading. But this weird is like, oh, finally work. Так. Close and fill. Hey, that's weird. Так. It's weird too. Okay. Okay, Japan can use. Multiply. This. Так. Let me drink some water.
Who are you?
My name is Bond.
Jim Bond.
overhead. Check overhead. So overhead we have the. Do I prefer watercolor over markers? I think yeah, it depends on the size of picture. Because like if it's like A3, A2 size, then I prefer watercolor. And I just have more experience with watercolor, so it's just more convenient to me. So, and I think I will have like, let's say like full experience with markers when I will have like a whole set. So it's I like Copic, but I think like to kind of like experience it completely, you know, to have its all abilities it provides. I need to have like full set, and it's cost something like 3 or 4,000 US dollars, you know. It's kind of expensive thing. But markers definitely like better for kind of making smooth surfaces, like skin. You know, no, you can always just look for, just can compare, right? Like what different, like if you draw manga style of illustrations, they kind of should be more smooth, and the Copic is better for this. Watercolor is still like have it antique effect. When with the Copic, it's kind of like imitate digital flavor, so it's look like if it's being colored digitally. Super smooth. Так. Yeah, I can see Marini, you know, this artist. He have, I think it's called Noir, this BD he recently published. So he using watercolor, and you can see it has this like a watercolor texture. And I'm not sure, I think for comic book coloring, I think I prefer Copic. For some kind of like travel arts, like landscape art. I prefer watercolor. Some cars. So like other from Copic, I don't even consider as markers for coloring. Like all other markers only can be used like for sketching. For me, they're just like very inconvenient. Yeah, limited palette is very important. Так, let's finish this. Traditional. I'm not sure exactly what do you mean with the traditional pigments. It's like earth colors. I have like I like contemporary color system. So traditional kind of like old school color wheel, right? Is white, yellow, blue, and red, right? Yeah, yellow, blue, and red is a traditional color circle. For me, like a contemporary system is cyan yellow, like almost like a lemon yellow, and magenta. So I prefer these colors. And so you see this magenta, it's some kind of like almost like a pink. And sometimes instead of magenta, I use pink. Because in watercolor, if you mix pink and yellow, you can make red color. So you can make with pink and yellow, you can make yellow, you can make red, you can make orange. But when you have like a traditional palette, old style, you can't make pink color. You know, it's just impossible. So pink color is just not existent there. So I prefer contemporary palette. So in my palette, pink is very important. And doesn't mean like I use only 3 color, but sometimes you might need pink color for some effects, you know, and some colors like kind of pearl, yeah, kind of pearl colors, you know. There should be a very clean, like blue and pink colors. So when I was study watercolor, we have this like traditional package, and they always was like very dull. They all like all setting was done to make watercolors with kind of like old school soft palette. Stuck with this. What's traditional Chinese watercolor? I don't, I don't know this. In here. Так, kind of this her head. No, actually this was more funny. Why I didn't draw this? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Straight up. So it says this Y. Y vanishing point. x-axis. And the so it's funny. It's like it's look like he's lying on the ground. It's also like this overhead shot when like somebody like lying on the ground or standing, and rain drops from top on him. But actually, it's straight up. So we have these buildings here. Maybe some clouds. Here's like let's put some shade in. Так. Okay, finally got some interesting stuff. Mix it. Mixed perspective. So it's like Escher stairs. Idea is that it's a usual perspective grid, so it can be like 1 point, 2 point, 3 point perspective grid. But whole trick is about how we place characters, right? So we just put them in different surface, so it kind of like a wall for us will be ground for them. Так, so for example, 1 point perspective. Так. Oh, wait a second. Yeah, I already make mistake here. So 1 point perspective, kind of like Z vanishing point. Kind of. And so here we have X and here we have Y. So it's a wall and we have window. So we can draw more like interior, so it's kind of like room. We can see through window, we can see somebody house. Right. And there, this dude kind of drinking coffee. have kind of crazy haircut. Also, let's make like a, okay, maybe he have TV. It's like a sofa. Some stuff. Paintings on the wall. He's like, what the hell? Because here on the same wall we have guy for who z-axis is actually y-axis. So for Spider-Man, z will be y and y will be z. So we have this kind of switch. So and he kind of walking here.